DPS TeleClass.
Assalamu alaikum dear students, welcome to DPS TeleClass. So I hope you all are doing well. So before starting the lesson we can recite our dua.
رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي رب زدني علما.
So dear students, I hope you all remember idioms. We had already discussed that in our class. So today we are going to discuss again it in our teleclass. So before that we can check our learning intention and success criteria. Dear students, now we can check our learning intentions and success criteria. So our first learning intention is the learner will be able to identify idioms. And our second learning intention is the learner will be able to make sentences with idioms. Now we can check our success criteria. So our first success criteria is the learner will be successful if they could identify idioms. And our second success criteria is the learner will be successful if they could make sentences with idioms. Dear students, now we can check what I mean by idioms in detail. So, are you all ready? Now, dear students, can you read the sentence? Yes, very good. It is raining cats and dogs. So, what do you mean by raining cats and dogs? Have you ever seen such rain? Is that possible? Then what do you mean by cats and dogs? So it will be like this. So you can see a person walking with the umbrella. So you can see that it is showing cats and dogs. You can see different types of cats and dogs, right? Is that possible? It looks funny, right? But is that possible? No, not at all. Then what do you mean by cats and dogs? Raining cats and dogs? Yes, very good. It means raining heavily. If it is raining heavily, we can say it is raining cats and dogs. So you can see that there is no relation with cats or dogs with this phrase, right? It's simply we are using to say that raining heavily. So you can say there is a indirect meaning for that phrase. So if you are seeing such phrases with indirect meaning, we can say that such phrases are idioms. So did you get it? Now we can check our definition for idiom. So dear students, we already have said that idioms are phrases which have indirect meaning. So here you can see idioms are words, phrases or expressions that have a hidden meaning. So it means hidden meaning means indirect meaning, right? These expressions do not mean exactly what the words say. So in the previous example itself, we had seen that cat and dogs, right? So there were no relation with cats and dogs with that meaning, right? The meaning of that phrase, right? We can call such phrases idioms. Okay, did you get it? So dear students, today we are going to discuss about 7 idioms. Now we can check all those idioms one by one. Then are you all ready? So here is our first idiom. Storm in a cup of tea. So I know you all like tea, right? So what is storm in a cup of tea? How it would be if there is a storm in a cup of tea? So what do you think about that? Storm in a cup of tea, how it would be like? Will it be like this? You can see a cup of tea, right? Like you can see a storm is blowing that, right? So will it be like this? Do you think like that storm in a cup of tea means, is that something like this? But we have already said that in idioms they may have an indirect meaning, right? Yeah, good, very good. So can you guess the meaning? Now we can check our definition. So our meaning of this idiom. It means making a lot of fuss over small things. So it means that when you are making trouble with other friends for simple issues, right? That means a storm in a cup of tea. It means making a lot of fuss over small things. So when you are fighting with your brothers or sisters in your home for small things, right? So in such situation you can say that it is just a storm in a cup of tea. So did you get that idiom, students? It means making a lot of fuss over small things. So can we go to our second idiom? Yeah, very good. Dear students, here is our second idiom. So, under the weather. So what do you mean by weather? So where do we normally use weather? You might have seen this weather, right? Where do you normally see this weather? Yes, if it is raining or if it is sunny, we can use that. Weather is good or weather is bad, like that we can use, right? So if you might have heard like the sea is rough, so it shows weather is not good. So if sea is calm, you can say that weather is good. In this picture you can see that a man is bending, right? You can see a cloud, it look like it is raining. So then what it mean by under the weather? Does it mean exactly like the picture? Is it being under a cloud? So you know that an idiom may have an indirect meaning. So can you guess that meaning, under the weather? So what will happen if you are exposed to rain? If you are exposed to rain, there are chances for getting cold, right? Cold or fever, right? So you can guess the meaning from that. So what would be the meaning of this idiom, under the weather? Yes, very good. It means not feeling very well. So if you are not feeling very well, you can use like under the weather. I am under weather. So if you are on leave for school, so you can say like that, I was absent because I was under the weather. Like that you can use. If you are not feeling very well, you can use this idiom. Now we can look our third idiom. Now here is our third idiom, on cloud 9. So in previous idiom itself we had discussed cloud, right? So what do you mean by cloud 9? On cloud 9. So can we walk or can we go to cloud 9? Is there such cloud like cloud 1, cloud 2? Is there any number for clouds? You might have seen so many clouds, right? Is there such number for these clouds? So what do you mean by cloud? So you might have seen cloud with different shapes, right? So you might have seen cloud with the number 9 or 8 or any other number. So does that mean the same? And you know that one, right? An idiom may give an indirect meaning. So will it be like this? Like a man is a man is resting in cloud 9, right? A cloud shaped like 9. Is that really mean by cloud 9? No, if you are looking at that man, you can see that he was very happy. Now, dear students, can you guess the meaning of this idiom? Yes, very good. It means happy. when you are extremely happy, you can use that I'm on cloud 9. So if you are seeing your friend after a long time, you can use, or if you are very happy after hearing some good news, you can say that I'm on cloud 9. Or if you are getting some good grades in exams or in any assessment, you can use I'm on cloud 9 after seeing the result. Like that you can use on cloud 9. So now we can check our fourth idiom. So dear students, here you can see chase rainbows. So you may like rainbows, right? So if you are drawing some pictures, you may like drawing a rainbow, right? Because it has got 7 different colors. You can use 7 different pencils or like that, right? So you may be well interested to draw this rainbows pictures, right? Or you might have seen this rainbow after a small rain, right? So you know what in the rainbow. So can you follow this? What in the chase? Chase means follow, right? So can we chase this rainbow? No, as it is idiom, it may have different meanings. So what in by rainbows? It is not. It be like this? You can see that a man is for chasing a rainbows. So will it mean like this? Do you think like this? No, it may not possible, right? Because it is idiom, so it may have different meaning. So then you can see that it is something that not possible. So can you guess the meaning of this one, this idiom? Yes, your guess is right. So it means that wasting time by trying something impossible. So if you are seeing some person who is trying to something impossible, you can say that he is chasing rainbows. So here you can see that a man is chasing rainbow itself. So it is not possible, right? So in such situation, if a man or anyone following something that is not possible, you can use he's just chasing rainbows. Now we can check our next idiom. Steal the thunder. So dear student, what do you mean by steal the thunder? Steal means robbing something, right? So is it possible to steal the thunder? You might have heard that giant sound, right? That big sound, heavy sound. So can we steal such thunder? No, as it is idiom, there must be some indirect meaning or hidden meaning, right? So you can see that he is about to steal that thunder. He looked like a thief, right? So what by stealing the thunder? Now we can check the meaning. It means taking attention away from someone. So just in your class, so you can see that there may be some new student in your class. So when he came to your class, some good ranked student or good grade students may lose to second grade. So you can say like he stole her thunder. You can say like that. So it means taking attention away from someone. So if someone is getting too attention than another, so you can use this idiom. So did you get, dear students? Now we can check our next idiom. Dear students, here is our next idiom. As right as rain. So what do you mean by as right as rain? So as it is an idiom, there must be an indirect meaning for this one, right? So I would like to give you a simple clue for this one. I think you may get the answer easily. So we had already discussed another one related to the same rain. So do you remember that one? Yeah, very good. Under the weather. So it means feeling ill, right? So it is in opposite to that idiom. As right as right. So can you guess the meaning? Yes, it must be feeling healthy, right? Yeah, it means feeling fine and healthy. So you can say like if you spend some time in a hospital after getting fever, so if you are feeling well, you can say like that I am as right as right. So in such situation we can use as right. Now we can check our last idiom. So here is our last one. Twisting in the wind. So what in by twisting? Yeah, rotating or moving like this, right? So in the wind, yeah, if it is heavy storm like that, you may twist, right? You can see that last week or last month, you might have seen that some shelter had gone some far after that storm, right? Like then you can see. So what do you mean by here twisting in the wind? Yes, as it is a idiom, there must be an indirect meaning, so it won't be related to that wind, right? You can say a man is twisting in the wind. Then what would be the meaning of this idiom? Now we can check the meaning. It means the state of being without support or help. So you can see that if a new student comes to your class, first few days he may be feel like stranger, right? So he also will not ask you for any help. So he will be alone. So in such situation we can use twisting in the wind. So if you are going to some places and if you are alone, you can say that when I visited there I was twisting in the wind. So in such situation we can use this idiom, this twisting in the wind. So dear students, I hope you all have got an idea about all these 7 idioms. And I would like to ask you some questions based on these idioms. Can you answer those questions, dear students? Yes, very good. Dear students, here is our first question. I did not go to school today as I was feeling a bit dash. So you have to fill that one using one idiom that we have discussed today. So can you guess the idiom? So you can check the sentence one more time. I did not go to school today as I was feeling a bit. So it looked like he had got some reason for not going to school, right? So what was your common reason for not going to school? Yes, if you are not feeling well, you won't go to school, right? So do you remember any such idiom that we had discussed today among those 7 idioms? Was it as right as Ryan? No, if it was as right as Ryan, he must have gone to school, right? So which idiom we can use if he is feeling ill? Yes, very good. It is under the weather. He was under the weather. Must be under the weather to not go to school, right? So here is our first answer. I did not go to school today as I was feeling a bit under the weather. Means that he was ill or he was not feeling well, right? Now we can check our second question. So here is our second question. They all work together on the group work. While presenting it, one of them dash. Here you can see that there was a medium which tells about attention, right? Which one it was? Yes, it was steal the thunder. So here you can see stall is a past of steal, right? We have already discussed that one in our class itself. We can say they all work together on the group work. While presenting it, one of them stole the thunder. So he might have presented it well, so he got more attention, right? Like that it could happen. Now we can check our third question. So here is our question. He was on dash to see his friend after a long time. So what would be your feeling after you meet your friend after a long time. During this corona time, you have already lost so many school days, right? So how was you when you met your friend after a long time? Yeah, you were very happy, right? So which idiom we can use here? Do you remember an idiom which tells about if someone is extremely happy? Which one it was? Yeah, it was related to cloud. Yes, very good. It is cloud nine. He was on cloud nine to see his friend after a long time. It means he was very or extremely happy. Najim thought he could enter the park without tickets, but in fact he was dash. So you know that we cannot enter the park without tickets, right? Most of the parks. And this Nazim thought that he cannot enter that park without ticket. Will that be possible? No, not at all possible, right? So what will happen if you are try to enter park without ticket? So they may prevent you from entering the park, right? So it's impossible to enter the park without tickets. Now you can tell, do you remember the idiom which talks about chasing something impossible things? Yeah, it was related to rainbow. Do you remember that one? That's very good. It is chasing the rainbows. Azim thought he could enter the park without tickets, but in fact he was chasing the rainbows. Here is our last question. After 3 months in hospital, Nadia was dash. So Nadia may have got fever. So she might have spent 3 months in hospital. So how would she feel if she get better? Do you remember that idiom which tells about something feeling really well or feeling healthy? Yes, it is in opposite to under the weather, right? So which one it was? Yes, it is as right as rain. After 3 months in hospital, Nadia was as right as rain. So dear students, I hope you all have got an idea about all these 7 idioms. Now you can check your task for this TeleClass. Dear students, here is your task for this week. So you have to make sentences using these idioms. So you can see these idioms that we have already discussed, like first one is as right as rain, second one is steal the thunder, third one is under the weather, and fourth one is twisting in the wind, and fifth one is on cloud nine, and sixth one is storm in a cup of tea. So I think it is easy one, right, dear students? I hope you all can write it really well. So dear student, I hope you all have understood all those 7 idioms that we have discussed today. So you have got one simple work to do. So until we meet again, inshallah, assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
DPS TeleClass